Let's talk about how to get better day trading results sooner than you think is probably possible. And I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to build something up and then get to it at the very end. I just want to hop into it right now. And so you know, I am, yes, in front of the chalkboard. I will set up a little bit of theory here, but I'm going to be using my personal real life day trading results. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about play out here in an actual trade. So that way you know that this is not all just theory, like something from a book. You're going to see it play out in the real world of trading. So how do you get better results? How can you get better results in actually a relatively quick amount of time? By one little question that you need to always be asking yourself. So I want you to so this was me. Actually, I'm going to change it to this is you. And when you make a trade, I take that back, before you make a trade. In fact, so much so that let's just throw in the word before here, because this is when this is actually occurring. But before you make a trade, I want you to ask yourself a certain question. Now, what is this question? I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but let's see if you can figure out the core, kind of the essence of this question by watching this first part of the live day trade here, which again is coming from the real world of trading. So watch this little clip here. It's very short, but be asking yourself, what am I actually doing? Because I begin to talk to myself, and then I'm really trying to determine something at the core. And that is going to make everything else it's going to make everything else much easier when it comes to, just like I said, as a whole, making and getting better results. Let's see, 359, that's 50. So I'm just doing some risk management here. So if I take 50 and I'm wrong, that's $100. I'd still be up 150. Am I happy with $150 before vacation? Yeah, I'd be happy with that still. Now, did you hear what I was doing, what I was saying, and a little bit more context here? That video that I was referencing to, this was on the morning before I was getting ready to leave for a little miniature vacation. So that's why I was very concerned about, hey, you know what? Would I still be happy? If I'm wrong, if I take the loss, would I still be happy? But don't misconstrue this. This is not me saying that you have to be going or, just about to go on vacation or just about to do anything. At all times, you really need to be asking yourself, all right, if I'm wrong, would I still be happy with the results that I have? And you heard me walk through it. If I take right around $100 loss, then you know what? I'm still going to be up around $150. And you know what? Yeah, I would. I would still be happy. So my challenge to you is if you want to start to get better trading results, is just ask yourself, if you are wrong, would you still be happy? And if you're saying, no, I will never be happy being wrong, then you're not going to be a day trader. You will find no success in day trading because being wrong is part of being a day trader, not even a day trader, a swing trader, investor. You can't be right all the time. So because of that, you need to make sure that if you are wrong, are you still happy? And the important part about this is making sure when you're still happy is when it comes to take the loss, or in other words, risk management, it makes that so much easier, right? If you know that you're going to be happy, that you'll still be happy, even if you take the loss, think about how much easier it's going to be to, take the loss. Little things like that will start to get you much better trade results. How so? Well, this next part, spoiler, gets a little nasty, but please watch through it all. It's pretty savage, and it really does show why you need to be able to take the loss. And I get it. Everybody says, you got to take the loss. You got to cut the losers. You got to manage risk. I get it. But hopefully this little help or trick over here helps doing that a little bit easier. But now it's time to teach you some fear tactics. So yeah, if you need a little extra motivation on why taking the loss is important, let's watch out how the rest of this plays. 359, going to go short, risking about $100. Let's see if it wants to get down. In at 359.01. Let's see if we can get some more push to the downside here. Ooh, 358.58. What a stubborn area that is. Yeah, that was crazy. See if it wants to go back down there again. In fact, if it does go back down to that 358, 50-ish area, I might like to add in another 50 share. Well, or just take a loss of $133. that turned around quickly. All right, well, so actually a little bit down more than what I thought, but that's Tesla for you and the big slippage there. And I realize this thing could still come back down, but it is what it is. It's Tesla, so this thing could just continue to rip higher and higher. So still I'll have to tell my wife, sorry, we can only eat Chinese food now, or Domino's pizza, because my last trade, I actually set us back some, but it is what it is. I like this. I love that setup, actually. I'll take that setup all day long. And it worked. It just didn't work quite enough for me to have it make sense to start taking profits off the table. But yeah, that's a fantastic setup. Just didn't work out. So it is what it is. Well, a fantastic lesson in risk management. Look at this thing go. Still grinding higher and higher. In other words, not only could I have just given back all my gains, I would be in the hole quite a bit right now. So that is why risk management matters. I'll tell you what, that feels fantastic now. It's always annoying when you get stopped out and then it goes in your favor. But when you see things like this occur and you're like, wow, if I hadn't taken that loss, things would be really bad right now. That's great. If you've never traded, maybe you can't relate. Maybe look at this thing. It's still going. Maybe you can't relate. Why are you so happy about taking? I don't know how to explain it other than the fact of it could have been so much worse. And look at this thing. It's still going. Is it going to get up through 367.50? If it does, it's probably going to go up here and retest those highs. If it can get up through 3, there it is. And look at this thing. Still going. Now above 368. Wow. And I got out at 360. So that's basically another, what we'll call it $6. So that would have been another $300 on top of the 133. So that's roughly speaking, about $733 I could have lost. So think about that, $733. That means my 250 would have been wiped away, and then I would have been sitting at right around a $500 loss, and it's still going. Look at this go. And that's what I mean by live. No idea that was going to happen, but what a classic example here of why risk management matters, why you need to honor risk. Yes, that was not pleasant. I'm not going to sit here and be like, but looking at it now, that feels like a win. And it was a win, because think about it. What's the alternative? Well, holding and hoping. Hold it. Look at this thing go. And right now I am fully stalling because I want to see how high this thing goes. Look at this. I was in right. Oh my goodness. And this was a great setup too. So many learning lessons. Just because something is beautiful, just because something is an awesome setup, doesn't mean that it's going to for sure work. And so how high has it actually gone? It's gone as high as now over $10 now, right? Yeah, I got in at 359. It's gone over. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. Think about that. It's gone over $10 more against me, and it's still going. I'm wondering if it can get through the purple line right there, though. Well, absolutely unplanned, classic, and then look at that purple line starts to go back down. But example on, wow, it's 24 minutes. I don't even care. You couldn't have ended this a better way in terms of why you got to manage risk, because and think about that. It could have been a situation where, well, the last 2 or 3 times I've honored risk, the price ultimately goes in my favor. So I'm not going to honor it. And then look what the market can do to you. Oh yeah, well, this time we're not going to go in your favor. We're going to keep showing you why you should have been disciplined in the first place. So overall though, that's all I have for you. I will take it. 119. Woo, that could have been, actually, I'm going to do the math real quick. So give me a second. And look at it now as I'm doing the math on my calculator. Now I got to redo the math again. But anyways, I'll just base it off of that 374 mark. Well, we can add in another dollar. So 375 went up as high as, that would have been an $800 loss. $800 loss. Instead, it was $133. So think about that. Not only would my $250 been wiped away, and look at this thing, still going. Woo! Wow. Manage risk, everybody, okay? If there's one thing you walk away from this video understanding, manage risk. I get it. It can be annoying. You get stopped out, and then the price goes in your favor, and it can lead you down the pathway, because I've been there of, well, the last several times I didn't, I was disciplined as a trader. I would have been right. I would have made money. All it takes is one of these, where it just keeps going and going and grinding, and it can knock you out of the game. It can put a massive hole in your trade account. And look at this thing is still just continuing to grind. I suppose that people that don't want to learn or whatever, they probably clicked off. But for those of you that are still here, we'll let this play out just a little bit while longer. But yeah, crazy stuff. So that would have been, like I said, roughly speaking, potential how high did it go up to 377? No, so potential, again, roughly speaking, $850 loss. But instead, because of risk management, right there, $133, manage risk. And I still close the day up $120. So yes, unfortunately, I don't have quite as much spending money for vacation, but this is how I make money to spend on vacation, right? For vacation. How? You manage risk, right? That was the linchpin here. Forget the winning trades. Those 2 winning trades could have easily been wiped out had I not managed risk. So how do I make money for vacation? By managing risk. And that's how you need to do it too. That's how you need to keep yourself alive in the trading game. Don't focus on winning. Yes, winning is an important thing, but the most important thing is risk management, because here would have been 2 winners wiped away with 1 undisciplined loss in a very, very big way. Crazy, crazy stuff, huh? I mean, absolutely, that thing just, Tesla did not want to go down, and it just kept going and going. And that is how you're going to get better day trading results, by not blowing up all your gains. As I talked about and did the math, those 2 winning trades that I had would have easily been wiped away, and then I would still been in a huge, huge hole. But if you can avoid wiping away wins and putting yourself in big holes, then guess what? Over time, you're definitely going to be getting better day trading results quite quickly. Think about that. Yeah. And that's why I say much sooner than possible, because if you just stop giving away your gains, if you stop giving away your gains plus then putting yourself into a big old hole, well then, and you can do that by cutting the loss. And I get it. You take the loss, but if you do it by just asking yourself that question, am I still going to be happy? How am I going to still feel about the day? And if you say, no, I'm not, well then guess what? You're taking on too much risk for that trade. You got to manipulate the share size, or you got to manipulate the situation so that you can get yourself to be able to do this. You want to be able to give yourself that check mark and say, yeah, if I'm wrong, I will still be okay. I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to be angry. I'll still be happy. I'll still be grateful for my results. And when you know that's the situation, then yeah, taking the loss is much easier. And taking the loss is important because, well, you just saw why it's important, because all it takes is 1 or 2 of those types of trades, and it can be end of story for your trading career, or it can set you severely back. But yeah, if you want to get better results and get those better results as a day trader much sooner than you think is possible, start to make honoring risk easier. And how do you make honoring risk easier? You do it with that question right there. So hopefully this helps. If you enjoyed this video and want me to make more like this, then a very quick, time efficient way to do that is to hit that like button. And like I said, that goes very far in letting me know that, yeah, you enjoy videos like this. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, leave those down below. If you've ever watched any of my past videos, you know that I do read and reply to all comments. So check those out. And also, check out the channel as a whole. I have all sorts of playlists. In fact, if you like the live trade sections from this video, then check out the playlist that has all live trades. So there's a good variety on the channel. Hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, get out there, ask yourself the question so that you can make taking the loss easier. And then that within the big picture is going to give you much better results, and relatively speaking, quite quickly. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.